and just ask him for advice. And yeah, he explained everything.
What?
Like,
you got a reply?
Yeah,
that's crazy.
It was crazy because like this dude actually
Dang,
is
dude,
interviewing
you're
the
good at
players.
sliding in those DMs, boy.
Yeah, so it.
Hello and welcome to another episode of the Gringo and the Guapo with your co-host as always, Kyle McLemore.
Alex Duarte.
Back in the studio again, and it's good to see you, sir, as always. Thank you for stopping by. How are you?
I am great.
Shall we
doing all right?
get our cheers of the sponsor out of the way? Get that ASMR. Ooh, nice.
Right there.
Crack 'em.
Boom. Delicious.
Nothing quenches like an ice cold liquid death. Before we get too far along, make sure you hit that like and subscribe. Much appreciated. Thank you so much. You don't like the faces, then check us out on Spotify or wherever you get your audio podcast. Like I said, thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you again for stopping by. How you been, buddy? How was your journey on down? How's your week been since we saw each other?
It's been good. It's been good. Just, same old, same old stuff. Working.
Same old thing. Working, trying to find any new employment, are we?
Yeah. Trying to find some new jobs, see what else is out there.
Yeah, it's always good to search around every once in a while, look for bigger, better opportunities.
Yeah, it's interesting. Like, it's been a while since I've filled out some normal applications, and it's crazy. Like, the assessment that they have, where they kind of like they're like, oh, let's get to know you, and it's like kind of like questioning your ethics and stuff. And the thing I don't like is the questions are like, it's like they give you your responses. There's like both of them like are really good, and you're like, but some of them, they're slightly tweaked where it's like, oh, do you care about helping Jessica with the heavy blocks, or are you gonna take care of meet your quota? It's like,
or like, what do you do if you see Eric stuffing CDs into his pants? Do you let a manager know, or do you help him out? Some of them are like really like obvious. That. Like, yeah, you gotta be a real moron to be like, I would ignore it and not report the stolen items. It's like, okay, well, not going to hire you then.
Yeah.
Like, some of them are crazy obvious, but you need some kind of weeding out process, I guess.
I'm just kind of curious. I feel like that sometimes there's an algorithm. Like, at least mine, I felt like certain questions I was answering, it's kind of started steering to a certain direction where it was like, oh, like, are you a very trustworthy person? And then next one's like, do you seem to trust people a lot? It's like, and like...
trusting kind of business.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean... it almost feels like there's no wrong answer, I guess.
It's going to eventually lead to maybe the interview process. You prefer like in person, or sometimes they do like over the phone? What's your preference on interviews?
Yeah, my last 2 jobs, I did like a lot of video stuff.
Oh, like Zoom?
Yeah, a lot of stuff over Zoom.
It was during like the COVID time or whatever, everything on Zoom.
Yeah, I didn't like it. I'm not.
Yeah, it's weird. It's just because it's so just like unnatural to just kind of like be. I think most people aren't used to being on the camera in your face like that, and then like there was always that weird like, so like tell me a little about yourself, and then just like. Well, when I was 3, there's like this weird delay every single time. It's just like, the weird internet delay.
Yeah. I mean, the 2 jobs ago, I had to have my interview in Spain. Like, I wasn't in Spain, but
fly to Spain just
that would be sick.
Yeah.
But no, the person who was interviewing me, they were in Spain. So I believe there was a 9-hour difference. So that was kind of like a pain in the ass.
So were you the one that had to like get up at midnight, or was it midnight for them?
No, I for sure, like I told them, I was like, I'll, whatever time is best for you. So I'm trying to remember, like, because I think we had it early in the morning for her. So for me, it was like
late evening,
1 in the morning or something like that. Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, I prefer.
I could be wrong. I forget if they're ahead or behind.
I kind of prefer in person, just because I feel like I get like a better vibe on the person, like on like how much I can like be serious or kind of like vibe on like joke around a little bit. I remember those. I hate over the phone. There was one time I had an interview over the phone, and like I was trying to like joke a little bit. And like I think I said something like oh man, I think he was like, yeah, do you have any more like questions or any comments or like before we wrap it up? And I was just like, oh man, I just wish I had known it was going to be over the phone. I wore my full like interview tuxedo and everything. Silence on the other end, and I was just like, I guess I'm just not funny. Or maybe he thinks I'm really just rocking a tuxedo here at work or whatever. But yeah, I prefer in person, just being able to get a vibe on the person, get a read on them. Yeah, but can talk about some breaking news. A little bit unfortunate, and I honestly don't even want to bring it up because it's such a bummer, dude. You hear about Von Miller?
No.
The famous Bronco currently on Buffalo, one of my favorite players.
Yeah.
He apparently, this is like breaking as it goes on, too. Like, he just, I think he said, turned himself in. Because there was a arrest warrant out for him for assaulting his pregnant girlfriend, apparently.
Ooh.
Yeah, a big ooh on that one. Yeah, I just remember being like, Von Miller, no, dude.
Yeah.
But sometimes bitches be crazy. No, I'm kidding. It just sucks, dude. It's just like Von Miller, dude. Talked about being on a pedestal, dude. Talked about I hold him to the highest of regard, and it's just like, hey man, why you gotta break my heart like that? I'm sure there's two sides to every story, but I feel like most of those stories don't take the side of pushing around your pregnant girlfriend. So a tough one on that one. Yeah, I guess there was an arrest warrant put out. I guess he also already turned himself in. I think the latest is that he already posted bail. I think he's already in and then out again.
Yeah.
So sucks for Buffalo. I guess he won't be on too many upcoming games, I imagine.
And if anything,
if he's even on the team, I
would say they could probably use him.
There's one thing that usually the NFL don't play. Well, that is not true at all. Who was the? I know it was definitely a Ravens player. It was that footage from that elevator where that girl gets rocked like there's nobody's business, dude. And I think he was just fine. I think he was playing the next week. There was no big deal. I think. I could be totally misremembering.
Is that what? No. I was going to say, that's not what Deshaun Watson.
I don't know. I remember he was pretty short. But he
No, it wasn't Deshaun Watson. I know. Yeah, I forget what Deshaun Watson went to court for. And he was suspended too.
Yeah, tricky stuff.
But that's kind of a shame. Pregnant, huh?
Pregnant too. Yeah. So it's just the ultimate Von Miller, dude. When I say I hold you to a standard, it's just man, I just guess shouldn't really careful who your heroes are or whatever. You gotta be careful.
Trying to think about how I can put this without anybody sounding,
please.
I'm sure jumping to
Buffalo
conclusions
is dying for somebody to spin this the right way so they can keep Von Miller on the team. They're just oh, dude, imagine me in Buffalo. You're like, fuck, dude, one of our best players for sure. I don't know jack about Buffalo. Are they even
They're struggling, man. Yeah? They're definitely struggling.
Well, they're going to be struggling more.
And I like Josh Allen.
Yeah?
I like a good amount of their players. I don't know if they still have... Diggs is great, dude. He's super amazing receiver.
I think Buffalo is also one of the teams that's never won the Super Bowl. Not only have they never won, I think they've got the most visits to the Super Bowl.
They've gone. They were so close, man.
I think they've gone 4 or 5 times.
You know that crazy game? I think it was one of the most watched games against Kansas City, where it went into overtime and
with Buffalo.
Yeah, and they were
just. Is this recent or
no? This was 2 seasons ago, I think.
Oh, so it is recent.
Yeah. But it was like a battle.
Ooh.
It was in overtime, dude. It was fucking crazy.
Love those overtime battles.
It was a super, and it was a game where I really feel like Buffalo should have won that game. Yeah.
Where are we at in the season right now? We're definitely more than halfway, right? We're creeping into December, and Super Bowl's in February.
I want to say, are we in week 13?
I don't know.
Week 13, 14?
If the season
there's
is
5 games left.
If the season, oh man, jeez, that's it. 5 weeks, huh?
Yeah.
So we're definitely on the end of the season here, and it's just crazy how it just really flies by when you just blink, and already we're in December, and that's when
flies
things
by when your team is
just week after week. I wouldn't know how it feels. We had a rough start for sure, but we really been on a hot streak lately.
Yeah, you guys are doing it.
5 in a row, baby. 5 in a row.
Yeah.
with a pretty, I mean, I don't know, you never want to count anybody out, but next up we got the Texans, and then we got some pretty heavy, I think most of our division games are at the end of the year, so I think at the end of the year it's going to be I think Raiders are not going away, so I think it's going to and I think we play them. It's like one of our last games is like against the Raiders.
Okay.
And I'll bet you anything, it's coming down to that game, like of who goes to the wild card. It's going to come down to that last game.
Nuts.
Yeah, it's going to be irritating.
Yeah, it is. Is that in Vegas?
Honestly, I'm not sure. Okay. I can't remember. We already played them once, but I can't remember if it was at Vegas or not. But good so far. Loving it. While I got it, while it's good, we'll see how it goes in the upcoming season. So I know we'll see. But yeah, football's slipping away. It sucks. It's going to be gone before you know it. And then to feel like the off season takes so much longer.
Yeah, it does. It's kind of like it's definitely a bummer. You're just like, man,
because I don't have much else. I mean, I think hockey kind of goes a little bit after football, but not too much long. So yeah, there's always like a weird dead zone. Don't really get into baseball much. Basketball can't get into.
I was kind of getting into basketball, when I was living up north. My roommate was a Warriors fan, and so because that's pretty much like the local team.
Oh, okay. Oh yeah. So it's crazy how little. How little I follow basketball, I had to be like, oh, yeah, that's right, Golden State. Yeah.
So, but I was like, you know what? I'll just I was living there at the time.
Golden State, but then don't they have the Sacramento Kings? Isn't that basketball?
Yes.
That's cool. I always thought,
there was, I think, last season they had a series against each other. Oh. So they
Battle
kept talking.
of Cali?
Yeah, they're like Battle of like the North. And,
Battle of NorCal.
Yeah, and there's like even we were at a sports bar and I think they were like, oh, like what should we name this like series? And like the names were fucking hilarious. It was like very NorCal. Oh, like they were supposed to be like. They weren't trying to be serious.
Battle of Alcatraz, or like
I think there was one that
Battle
was
of the Redwood Forest, or
one of them.
What else is
one of them was like the hella intense battle or something like that.
Actually
Dude,
pretty
I was
funny.
like, damn.
That's actually pretty funny.
You know what? I do gotta say, I started watching basketball a little bit more, and I'm not saying I'm still a noob, but. It's good, man. When there's some heated games and there's actually it's really competitive towards the end. The clock's going down and
have you ever been doing a live basketball?
No, I want to, but
I feel
tickets
like
are pretty expensive.
The missing thing is just I can't get into it on TV. I think I have tried a couple times. I think part of it is I don't really have a team. I feel like it's kind of a lame poser thing to be jumping on the Lakers, because I feel like that's just a lame poser thing to do, is just hop on the Lakers. Yeah. But it's it is kind of like my local team. It's just but then don't want to go for the Clippers. I guess maybe I would go for the Clippers just because it's the more underdog team, and I know that they're probably not going to win for a while. So if I get in now, it'd be kind of cool eventually when they do win, have some kind of legit. But I feel like that's the missing component is I've never been there live, had the sweat splash on my face.
Yeah.
Never had somebody dunk their nuts right onto my face. So maybe that's the missing component, because I know that's what happened with hockey. I was never into hockey until I saw it live, and I was like, oh my God. You don't see it on TV. You don't see the speed, and when they're slamming. I imagine it's the same in basketball. You don't see them running and really hitting and just badoosh. I imagine it's probably amazing in person.
Probably, the intensity and all that energy is probably.
I have yet to go, awesome. So maybe I'll try to check it off the old bucket list. I know that they do the whatever you want to call it, the under league or the one below the how they do the local hockey. They do the same thing with basketball. They have a basketball the Ontario basketball, whatever they're called. And I've always thought maybe that'd be a good little dip a toe into the sport, kind of thing.
Yeah.
It's probably a lot cheaper than going to an actual Laker game, I imagine. Because at a Laker game I only sit with Jack, so if it ain't with Jack I don't go. It'd be so cool to go. I mean that's the other thing too. But the Lakers is half of it is just a lot of people go just for the celebrities and stuff.
Yeah, I feel like because of that, I feel like a Lakers game would be so expensive.
I think that is like why it is, because it's like, it's not even about the game most of the time. It's about the just being there, like just being seen with the celebs.
Yeah.
It's a very LA thing, and I want it. No, I'm kidding.
There's actually a skateboard photographer who's like really known for shooting like with the
NBA
Lakers
games?
and shooting Kobe.
That'd be a really fun career to have. Be like a sports photographer, or like a sports videographer, or whatever. That'd be pretty awesome.
He like literally has the life I wish I could.
That'd be cool.
His name is Tiba Jefferson. He has some amazing work.
Sick shots. Nice. Yeah. That's cool. We're talking about other stuff, but now that we're approaching December, now that we're deep into it, now it's that time of the year, that ho time of the year. How's your shopping doing? You get it all done already, or are you one of those, you wait till the stroke of midnight the day before for the real sale?
I definitely like to wait.
You like to wait. I love it. I love the building anxiety. I love not knowing if I'll have enough time.
It's not anxiety. It's more like suspense. You know?
Okay. That's a good spin on it, yeah.
Oh, you just reminded me of one thing that I saw that I thought was pretty crazy. This person was definitely getting into the spirit.
Oh, okay.
They completely decorated their car like they would have their house.
Oh.
I was tripping out. Have you seen that?
They do trip me out. I don't understand how people have their lights plugged in and stuff. I'm just like, where are you plugging this in?
That's what I was wondering.
Is it hooked up to your battery? Like the fuck?
I feel like I almost crashed just by looking at their setup.
It's like a huge hazard everywhere they go. People just can't take their eyes off of it.
It's like literally, I had a reef in the front grill. Reef on the back, and then had a sled with a elf and a reindeer.
Jeez.
And then it had lights all around it. You know,
if
and
it
I
is
was
hooked
just
up to the battery, it's like that's a lot. Like, is it not draining? Like,
maybe it's just still connected at the house.
Maybe they have like a little generator like in the passenger seat or something. Or
I don't know, but I was like, dude, that's a little much. And it's funny because I was just listening to one of the Arizona Cardinal podcasts, and one of the hosts, I think her name is Danny Sarek, and she's like, it's obnoxious. She's like, stop it. Yeah. She's like, you're an adult. She was like pretty ticked off about it.
Wow.
Which I think is pretty funny.
Somebody had a really cold Christmas one year or something. Somebody really got Grinchified. Jesus.
Like, it just makes her
driving behind him like, you son of a... Damn you, Whoville, or whatever. Run him off the road. Merry Christmas, you filthy animal. Keep the change.
She's kind of got a point, though, man. Like, you know, do it at your house. You know, I understand if you do like maybe the little like legs, like you have like you're crushing an elf,
the reindeer
that's
ears or whatever.
That's funny. That's cool. But if you're literally putting Christmas lights on your car, a sled, come on, man.
Okay, all right, calm down there, Scrooge over there, Scrooge McDuff over here. Got a real bah humbug spirit going into the holidays. It reminds me of like, you ever see the ones like they kind of do the same thing with Halloween. You ever see that car where just like bathed in blood and handprints, and it's like,
I have seen that. Yeah,
is this Halloween or am I literally like, do I need to call somebody? It looks like a little bit too real. Yeah, it's like, and it smells like kind of like corpsey.
Like stinky meat.
It's just like an actual arm sticking out. Like it's like some people go over the top on the cars.
It would be so crazy if there was people who actually just did a hit and run.
They're just like, ooh,
or
talk
a deer.
About
just, like,
perfect timing.
Crushed a deer, and they're just like, I'm not going to clean it.
Yeah, as soon as they go to the store, like, dang, dude, that looks sick. Way to get into the spirit. Like, that's a lucky one for me. Yeah, woo, dodged that one. It's a blessing in disguise.
Sure is.
You see that Furiosa trailer dropping? I think it just dropped either today or the other day. Furiosa.
That sounds
Mad Max.
Sounds familiar. Oh, is it a part of the
Charlize Theron character? It's looking like a prequel, looking like the Odyssey of Furiosa and how she got that robot arm.
Oh, nice.
Going to be with Anya Taylor-Joy as a young Furiosa.
Okay.
Still directed by George Miller, so definitely got that. And then from the trailer, it's got a fantastic, looks very much like the Mad Max Fury Road, that kind of color, very orange, bright, amazing, just post-apocalyptic vibe. Chris Hemsworth in it as well.
Whoa.
Rocking a spectacular post-apocalyptic look, dude. He's got this amazing beard mustache combo that is just like, I don't even know how to describe, like the circus ringleader of the end of the world. It looks amazing.
Oh, yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, just the fact, all you had to tell me was George Miller's directing it, and I'm in. I'm in. Enough said. You don't have to tell me a single other thing, and I'm all in. It looks like it's got the dude from Fury Road with the Bane mask and the...
Are you talking about Tom Hardy?
No. The guy I guess the Bane thing kind of throws it. Yeah. No, the dude from Fury Road. He's got the mask on the whole time. He's like the main bad guy.
Oh, that guy. Okay.
Yeah, it looks like he's in. I know the Bane thing throws it. Yeah.
Yeah, I was just like, well, because he has that thing on his face is what I was thinking about. All right.
I was born in the darkness. But yeah, it doesn't look like Mad Max is in this one because, it's like her story or whatever. I think they threw this in at the end where I was like, did you really need to throw that at the end? Where it's like, I think it's just called Furiosa. It's like Furiosa, and then at the very end, it's like a Mad Max saga. And I'm just like, well, I know you don't need to tag it as a.
They probably need to.
If anything, let her have her own thing. Like let this be her thing. You know what I mean? Like what do you gotta still? I mean, he won't be in the movie, so why are we referencing Eminem? You know what I mean?
I wouldn't be surprised if they show something of him or somebody talks about him.
Dang.
Kind of thing.
Yeah, somebody will walk in the bar at the end of the movie. You hear about this guy? He's pretty. Mad. What? And that's like the lead up to the next one.
Yes.
But I mean, I thought that first Fury Road was unbelievably good. And then jumping from it's like a 20 or plus year gap from whenever Thunderdome was or whatever. Just an amazing, that movie is a visual. I love the colors in that movie. I love when they're driving down the road and they're shooting off the big color smoke bombs.
Yeah.
So good. Tom Hardy as Mad Max, fantastic. And then Charlize is awesome, always awesome. Yeah, Charlize is one of the goats for sure.
And then the crazy guitar player with the flaming.
Dude, thank you for reminding me. Because
wait, didn't they have like a Conan's? I'm thinking about Conan's. There was a skit on his show.
I'm sure there was, yeah.
It was pretty hilarious.
No, but no, dude, I thank you for reminding me because, dude, I vividly remember sitting in theater just being like, oh my God, this is unbelievable, dude. Just the idea of in this post world, they're just like, we need like a traveling fucking metal theme song everywhere we go. I love the part when they're just like, there's a part where like everyone's just like has downtime, like everyone's just chilling because they have to wait to like clear the road or something, and he's just like hanging there, and then they're just like, all right, we're ready. He's like, huh? It's like as soon as the engine's on, it's like fucking hit that music, and then the drums do the. That's fantastic, yeah. But other upcoming movies, I can't wait. You hear about that Silent Night?
No.
I'm actually going to see that very soon. It's a John Woo movie, dude. It's a John Woo joint, and I am dying for it because nobody does my fucking perfect kind of movie like John Woo, dude. The movies that are like this is awful. Awfully good, dude. Okay. I'm talking Mission Impossible 2. The only Mission Impossible that stands out as like just being bonkers. It's so weird how it's like so standalone different. Because it's so John Woo, dude. The amount of slow motion, the amount of random doves flying in front of Tom Cruise, amazing. Broken Arrow, dude, which is like, I always felt Broken Arrow was like a practice run for Face Off because Face Off is his like climax of his career. And Broken Arrow is close. It's like, it's got John Travolta, Christian Slater, crazy betrayal story. It's like, okay, this is close, but it's missing something. Yeah. It's missing Nick Cage, dude.
I was about to say that.
That's when it hit, dude. When he hit Face Off, it's just like perfection. So Silent Night, I think it's been a gap since he's had a movie. And Silent Night looks like his kind of terribly amazing movie, dude. It's about, I don't know, some guy, his son gets murdered. They shoot him in the throat. He lives, but he can't talk. Hence the Silent Night. Oh my God. So on Christmas Day, he goes and murders everybody for revenge. So
Nick Cage.
No, not Nick Cage. Okay. It's I don't know his name. And I was just talking about this, how I don't know his name, and he's been in so much. He was in like that remake of RoboCop.
Oh, that guy?
That guy.
Oh,
you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
He was also like
yeah.
in Suicide Squad. I want to say is like his most recent.
I don't think I ever like.
He's
I don't
one of
think
those.
I've ever known his
He's
name.
one
to
of
be
those
honest.
guys. It's like Joel Kinnaman or something, and I only know that because I just was looking at Silent Night.
Yeah.
But he's one of those guys that kind of floats around, and it's like never quite punches through to be like to the point where I would know his name. You know what I mean? And it's crazy because he's in like a lot of big time movies that like just don't quite hit. Like RoboCop is like an interesting idea.
Did you see it?
I did saw it. I saw it like 37 times because that was when I worked.
37 times? Oh, yeah.
Exactly,
right.
37.
Damn, I was like, holy crap.
It was when I worked at the theater and it was just always on. So I saw the heck out of it. And it's like, it's one of those movies that's so close to working, but just doesn't quite hit. Mm-hmm. And I feel like that's the summary of that guy's career, is getting very close and just never quite hitting.
Yeah.
And then it's like, even when he's in Suicide Squad, it's like the first one was terrible, but they bring you back for the second one and then kill him off. So it's like, oh, finally a good Suicide Squad, and you kill off my character. What the hell, man?
Yeah.
Like, I can't catch a break.
Was that such a thing? Suicide Squad being good?
Oh, yeah, you don't know about Suicide?
No,
Yeah, the first one is
I-
pretty unanimously recognized as being like a bad movie.
Yeah.
And it's because there's lots of like back and forth as to why. If you like hear the director, I've listened to him talk on a bunch of podcasts. He says that he has his own cut, which is like the shit.
Yeah.
He directed Fury. I don't know if you know Fury, that tank movie, Brad
I've
Pitt.
seen that.
So it's like that vibe of a movie, like dark, gritty. Mm-hmm. Like and apparently everyone he shows it to says it's amazing. But then the studio does their thing, and they want like a lighter comedy kind of vibe, and it's all chopped up, and it's like ruined in the edit process, allegedly. And I think you can feel it in too when you watch the first Suicide Squad. It's like, ew, dude, this movie is not good. The second one, James Gunn steps in, takes over, and completely redoes it. Pretty much wipes out everything except for Harley Quinn. He's like, all right, she's so popular, bring her over. Forget everything else, just murder everybody, and we're going to start fresh with a brand new squad. Yeah. And it's like 1,000 times better. It's really, really good. But yeah, he gets murdered off. So it's just like, yeah, it's just sucks. He's just like, oh, yeah. Oh, no, my character's gone. Yeah, so poor Joel, whatever his name, can't catch a break. But looking forward to that Silent Night. I'm really looking forward to it being bad in all the best ways, dude. I can't wait. Yeah, what's you got any really terrible movies? I mean, I know we did Demon Knight.
Terrible movies.
I mean, you know what I mean. Like,
yeah. So
maybe not conventionally good, but just like to you, so good. Face Off, you know what I mean? Face Off,
is
dude.
a classic.
The greatest. I'd say my only criticism is it. Even as a kid, I remember like this. It's a long. I'd have to look it up, but even without looking, I know it's more than 2. It's got to be more than 2 hours. It's 2 hours minimum.
Silent Night?
No. Face Off.
Face Off. Oh,
Silent Night is perfect. I looked it up already. It's like an hour and a half, hour 40, which is like. That's what you want, dude.
That's perfect.
It's any more than that, and it's too stupid for too long. But if you keep it short, then I'm in and out, and my brain is like intact still. Yeah. Face Off goes a little long.
Yeah, it is a little long.
There's so much, dude. There's so much in that movie.
There's a lot.
There's like a whole arc of him in prison. Like he has to break out and then find himself again. It's crazy.
Oh man, I can't. I would like to have. It'd be cool to have like a Face Off party. And then have the movie playing too.
Face.
Like, like how can you do that? Like 2 people have to like try to get makeup done to look like the other
before the movie,
to have their face. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Or I mean, just do it just like in the movie. It looks like a pretty easy surgery. That face just peels off. Like it's so simple. He does it at the end. It's like,
yeah. All you gotta do is just cut around,
just right around,
and then it peels off like a.
And then everybody knows that you know it has nothing to do with like your blood type or nothing. Face on face, you just, and you're good.
And then there's no like crazy, cartilage and tissue right here.
A
that's
skull
gonna
is a
stop
skull.
it.
A skull is a skull, dude. It just matches perfectly. No matter your weight or body type, it's just gonna. On there like glue. The body just absorbs it. Like, this is a face.
I guess Leatherface is, he's a rookie, man. He just doesn't know how to do it. Or he's too lazy.
He likes that loosey-goosey feel. Yeah. You ever have I was just, this is like the only time, because I really can't think of anywhere else to talk about this, but it's so rare that I do this too, and I swear to you that like I wasn't even thinking it. Do you ever do that thing where it's like you're, I guess, thinking something, but then you kind of like accidentally say it, I guess, or it comes out.
Happens to me all the time.
Yeah. So, but I swear to God, I wasn't even thinking it, dude. And I don't even know why it came out of my mouth. And I felt horrible, dude. I wanted to just like be like, oh, okay, well, I'm gonna leave now. Sorry, bye. I was this dude at my work. At certain times, we had to bring him in from the outside, walk him over. He unloads, and then we let him out. So I'm walking with this guy, and then like I'm trying to open the door, but it's not working. And like, because I hadn't done it for so long, I finally get it open. And I'm like, oh, dude. He was like an overweight guy. Yeah. And I go, oh, dude, my fat. And I meant to say my fault, dude. And I swear to you, I wasn't even like, even when I saw him, I didn't think like, oh, this dude's fat or like, oh my God. I had no thought at all. And then just randomly, I was like, oh, bro, my fat. I was like, bro, my fat. And I was just like, ugh. And then like I could kind of like I could just like see it, dude. I could see it on his face, and I felt like such a sack of shit, dude. I wanted to just be like, hey man, I'm gonna leave. I'm sorry. I'm gonna leave now.
Right.
I don't want to like.
You don't want to try to recover from that.
I felt horrible because I felt like in his eyes I saw like every insult that anyone has ever said to him. Like, and I saw like it was just like when Ghost Rider like flashes all the guilt in it, just like, oh, I saw everything. I was just like, no. But yeah, I just could not believe that it just slipped out so buttery smooth too. And like, I just could not even stop it. And then I had to like, after I said it, I just like had to like keep plowing ahead and hope that like, if I just went ahead, that maybe if I just steamrolled, we could just like, ignore it. But I was just like, I knew he heard it. Like, because like even earlier when I kind of stumbled when I said it, I didn't do that. It came out perfect. Like I had rehearsed it and I hadn't, dude. It sucked. It really bummed me out.
I feel like you just gotta, I don't know. I feel like I would try to like recover from it, but I would probably just make it worse.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like there is really, other than just being like silent, which I was, there's not really, because I feel like even if you're like, oh dude, I didn't mean to say fat. I meant like, even if you say that, it's like, you're just making it worse. You're just making it worse. Right. Yeah. Try to put out the fire and just like, no, just let it burn. Yeah.
Like, all right, man, have a good one.
You look great, man. You look awesome. Yeah, you're killing it.
Just run in the opposite direction, screaming.
I'm sorry. Forgive me.
Something like that, yeah.
Well, yeah, but then we also got New Year's coming up. You have any New Year's resolutions you're working on? I mean, it's still a little early, but it'll be here before you know it.
Yeah, I've kind of been going.
Can you remember your previous?
My previous
resolutions?
one?
I mean, I feel like they're always the classics, right? Like eat healthier, or like work out more, or stop murdering so many, or
exactly.
Ease up on the road rage a little.
That's definitely new on the list.
Yeah,
that should be new on the list.
This upcoming year,
Yeah.
Every exit's closed. I love that clip. Yeah, I still watch it every once in a while. Anytime I want like a smile, I
need to actually watch that to make sure I'm never that guy.
You know what is that you just print out the screenshot and put it on your mirror, so when you just flip down the visor, you're just like, don't be like that guy. Just a picture of him driving through a parade.
Oh,
man. You don't want to be the guy driving through a parade.
I think I kind of I can't remember who I listened to, like, who was talking about that he doesn't like making New Year's resolutions because he feels like it just sets you up for more like procrastination because you're like, oh, like you think of the idea, you're like, all right, that's my goal, and then you kind of start to miss it, and you're like, oh well, I'll just keep trying. I still have the whole year, and then the whole year goes by, and then you're like, well, I can make it a part of this list again, And they were saying, they're like, no, you should just look at it as like that's your just day-to-day goal. Don't wait for the New Year's to be the reason why you're going to make goals. It should just be every day I have a goal that I'm trying to set. Yeah. Or every week or whatever, I mean, to me, like, and then that's kind of the thing that makes, like, I don't know, maybe pushes me more is like, if I am setting these goals and then a New Year's coming up, it's like, all right, it's been a year already. Where am I at? What have I done? And now I have to make sure I'm like definitely getting on it, kind of thing. But I guess in the spirit of your question, it would definitely be to like, get my career like, back in a good place, like since I made the career move and moved back to SoCal. Just find a job that's photography or film related.
You got any hot leads or?
I got a couple. I did some applications for this company called AEG, and they're like they hold events, sports events and stuff. So they They had one application for camera operator. And actually, they had one team photographer for the LA Kings.
Oh.
And one of the things about the application is you got to know like what goes on in a hockey game. You got to know the rules.
Well, what you got to know right now is
that
that the Kings are red hot right now, so it's a good time to get in on it. It's just such a bummer that LA is not really much of a hockey town unless they're literally in the cup.
Right.
Nobody really cares, which is kind of a bummer because every time I see other. When other teams are close to the cup and they show like the whole city is shut down so like everyone can watch the game and stuff like that. And it's just like, man, I wish I could get like that feeling, but like in LA, but it is awesome. LA is killing it, and being a sports photographer would be the shizzle, dude. It'd be amazing.
You know the thing that sucks about that
for like
is,
any sport too, like golf, tennis, dude.
Tennis would be sick.
Dude,
honestly.
name the most boring sport, but like when you look at it through like a photography, like you're just taking pictures, it's like the sickest, dude. Like even like just with the rowboat competition or whatever, dude. Like anything you name would be amazing.
I think the hardest thing about it is building a portfolio for that. Because, I mean, it's not really accessible,
That's
as
true.
like anything else.
You can't really just go to a game and just like start snapping pics, right? Like,
so I talked to one guy.
Not with like your pro gear.
I talked to one guy that it's crazy. I was surprised that he responded
like on
to me.
the side of the range with like a big old light and everything.
Yeah, so I was tripping out. So because like I saw this guy who works on the Arizona Cardinals media team. His name is Tyler Drake, and I was like, you know what? I'll just screw it. I'll hit him up. So I messaged him and just asked him for advice, and he explained everything.
What?
Like,
you got a reply? Yeah, that's crazy.
It was crazy because like this dude actually is interviewing the players,
sliding in those DMs.
Yeah, so it. So it was cool, like he actually like gave me some good advice. One thing he told me, which makes sense, is he said, especially for preseason, to go to the practice.
Oh.
Because a lot of the practices for the preseason will be
out in the open?
Yeah, you can be there, you can bring camera gear. And he said, like, what you do is you try to like get shots of their star players, the star receivers, the star quarterback. And then post them and then just tag them in it. Because if you get a good enough picture, they might repost it.
Yeah. Oh, there you go.
And then you get a bunch of clout that way.
Off to the races,
And then also that's something you can show if you do, like, for example, apply for the NFL. And then they can see that in your portfolio. They'll be like, oh, these are some good shots. The other thing that sucks is in order to get those shots, because you're going to be far away regardless. You're not going to be on the field.
Oh, so you gotta telescope and zoom.
Yeah, you got to have a really good telephoto lens.
Oh.
And telephoto lens is a good one. It's expensive. So that's the thing. So, I mean, you could always rent, which is probably what that's what I'd like to do maybe for next football season. And try to like shoot maybe the Rams or Chargers.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah, so it'd be cool.
That'd be super cool. Yeah,
put that together.
Even just going to the practice in general would be super cool to see.
Yeah. No, I've always wanted to do that. So that is one, and then also finances. Take care of some finances.
Nice.
And I think that's like the two main ones, man. Oh, like film a lot more.
Oh,
also,
yeah, that's always good.
Like we got the short film I told you about.
How's that going?
It's going good. This weekend we're actually gonna do location scouting.
Oh, okay.
The film producer was working with us. He said where we're going is it's called Amboy. Have you ever been to Amboy? I've never even heard of it.
I've never even heard
of it.
of it.
Yeah, it's like
Amboy?
Desert location.
Okay, is it near something I would know, like Barstow or something?
Dude, I think it's like an hour and a half away. I know nothing about it. I can... all I know is like he said that he might be able to get us permits to film out there so nobody will mess with us.
Oh. Is it like a particular like building you need or like a?
No. We're trying to get more like landscape.
Oh,
okay. So it's 102 miles away from here.
Dude, Jesus, dude.
Yes.
Must be some beautiful landscape over there. My God.
I definitely
worth the trip, I would hope. Jeez.
I mean, it's not terrible, but hey, there's some kind of cool stuff like that.
Roy's.
Roy's?
Definitely don't have that here.
I think that's the only thing in Amboy.
It's just Roy.
Yeah.
Stop it, Roy, at Amboy.
But Should be cool. I'll take.
Can we leak any more deets? I know we didn't get much on the last one. Any more deets you want to leak or tease us with?
No, nothing too big. I mean, besides like location scouting,
Okay.
that's the only thing we got going on right now, and
One thing at a time.
then just looking into creating a funding campaign. Maybe when I have that, we can definitely post a link on there.
We'll put the link on there, the GoFundMe or whatever company you choose.
Yeah.
What's your what you thinking on budget goal you're trying to hit with the fund? A couple milli?
I wish.
Milli and a billy.
Damn. I feel like we were all discussing this, me and the crew. We were thinking like 5,000. But then after looking into the gear and the camera that I want to use, I want to say more like probably 7, to be honest, because like a full frame camera with good cine lenses, not cheap. Yeah. I think because like if you look at websites like ShareGrid, they'll have like a weekend special, but like some of the weekend specials you're looking at like $700 to like $2,000.
I missed out on those Black Friday deals.
Yeah.
Pretty
expensive.
Speaking of the NFL, I think I might try maybe to go one. I think there's a Charger game coming up, Bronco Chargers. It will be in L.A. I think I've seen the Rams play. I've never seen the Chargers play.
Yeah.
I don't know, though. Outdoor stadium, it'll be like mid-December. Might be kind of chilly-willy.
Yeah. Just bring some, a nice good... Get yourself a badass Broncos jacket. It's from Denver, right?
Check out the tickets and see how they look.
Yeah.
Because, I think it's the 15th or something.
Yeah.
So, like in a week or two. So, we'll see. But...
I'll be down to go.
Yeah, it's just so lame that the NFL's coming to an end.
Well, the thing I like about this time of the season is... it's kind of sad to say, but it's like now I'm just like... more enthused about all the teams because these are all like elite teams that you're going to be watching.
Start getting like deeper in the season.
I don't have to be so bummed out that my team didn't make it because now I can enjoy just everybody.
There's a moment when you kind of switch to like well, I guess I'll root for a winner. You got any dogs you're picking early or anyone you're feeling? I know Eagles are always
Yeah,
I think
that's
Eagles
true.
have been on everyone's list of like definitely a contender.
Remember, I don't know if we ever like officially said who was our predictions, but
all I can remember is I said Ravens. That's all.
Yeah,
I remember.
I'm feeling because Ravens are AFC, so Ravens, Eagles.
Oh,
I feel like that would be
Battle of the Birds.
And I feel, man, I don't know.
It's not a bad. I mean, they beat the Chiefs too.
If the Ravens go, I just feel like Lamar Jackson will not allow a loss. I feel like they would win even if they're extremely big underdogs. I think he would pass it to himself if he needed to get a touchdown.
They're good. They're definitely looking good.
Even though Eagles would probably be the favorite, I feel like because of Lamar Jackson, I feel like the Ravens would win that game.
Interesting.
Yes.
Anybody else you're feeling? I mean, Cowboys or
in
the hunt?
Cowboys, I don't know, man.
I'd say they're contenders.
I mean, we got the game on here, and they got the lead.
The battle of it's always my funnest game to watch is the battle of the similar colored jerseys. You got the white and blue versus the just blue. Like,
you know what? Did they recently change their? Or is that like an away jersey?
I think it's the
I definitely do not like that.
Away, yeah.
I've always kind of, even though I'm a Cardinals fan and it sucks. Or it's annoying playing Seattle. Some of my most favorite. Actually, I do got to say this. Some of my most favorite Cardinals wins are definitely against the Seahawks. There were some damn good games.
I mean, division games are always good.
There's always especially because there's the whole Battle of the Birds thing.
That too, yeah.
And there's been some awesome fucking rivalry games between us two. But yeah, I am a fan of the dark blue with their neon green. I'm not gonna lie.
No, I agree. The neon pops for sure.
Yeah.
I like the Arizona away, the black and red.
Oh yeah,
mostly the black and
mostly the black. Have you seen the helmet? Dude, I gotta show you the helmet. So if you look at the helmet, all black with the cardinal on it, but if you actually put it in light, it's got red like flake within the black.
Hey,
it's so
that's pretty
sick,
cool.
dude.
All right.
Like,
That's like a subtle little thing. That's
sort of like
detail.
so. It's cool because then when you see him playing, you see like a really close up shot where the light's hitting it just right. You're like, oh, that's sick.
It is sick.
I honestly wish the black away. I wish that was our home uniform.
Dope.
Yeah, I like it. You know, there was a big deal. A lot of fans hated it.
Really?
Hated it.
Sheesh.
Everybody wanted it to go.
Dang.
And I was like, dude, these aren't that bad. They look like the home original one is like the all red one. Across here it says Arizona.
Yeah.
I think it actually just looks pretty clean and simplified.
I agree. I don't hate it for sure.
I don't know.
I don't dislike it at all.
I'm all about it. I already have. I have one New Jersey. It's a Buda Baker one. And then I'm probably going to buy one more. I'm just waiting to see if this person gets their new contract before I buy it.
No, that's a good always way. Yeah, I always do that. I think I've done that like twice where I've gotten somebody and they like switch out like the next season. I'm just like,
that's pretty much what happened with me with DeAndre Hopkins. I was about to buy. I was like, all right, because there was all this talk that he was gonna, be traded, or because he was requesting a trade. Then they were confirming. They're like, nope, he's staying. I saw that they made his jersey, new jerseys from when we changed our jerseys for this season. I was like, hell yeah, I'm gonna jump on it. And then they're like, the Cardinals just released DeAndre Hopkins. And I was like, holy crap, I'm so glad. I was like, I'm so glad I didn't buy that jersey. It would have sucked.
The Cardinal logo has been like mostly the same throughout the years, or am I crazy? Just like
our original Cardinal, it's always, not always.
Bird head, right?
It has changed. Has changed over time.
Like in the way of Denver, like going from like the D with the horse to like the horse head. Like that's a pretty big change.
If you go far back, I think they used to use like instead of just the head, it was the entire cardinal, I believe.
Like the
pretty
body
far back.
too. All right,
yeah, we actually used to be, I don't know if you knew this, the Chicago Cardinals. I think that's where we started.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I've always liked the horse logo that we have now, but I like the old one too with the D. I think it is awesome. I like the actual horse, like kind of rearing up or whatever.
Yeah.
Sick. Yeah, I like the retro one. I love it when they do the retro games or whatever, when they wear the
I love that too,
There's
man.
one that I don't like when the Denver has like the brown and mustard yellow. There's like a
I know what you're talking about.
There's like a real gnarly one where it's like from like the 30s or something. It's like their first uniform. It's just like, hey, stop.
Yeah.
Hey, whoever's idea to like keep pushing this out, stop it. Like some are like cool, like like the more retro orange ones, but that brown and yellow is just like,
there's got to be a sassy fashion police.
Yeah,
what I mean?
Go out the field, throw a flag. Yeah.
No.
Ejected from the game. Yeah. Two clashing colors are terrible.
Yeah.
Terrible taste on the play. But yeah, it's actually been a while since I've been to a game live.
Yeah, I've been to one this season, and it was painful. It was painful because at halftime we had a 20-0 lead, and then we lost the game 31-28.
That's kind of, if I'm being honest, I actually get like a lot of anxiety whenever I'm going to like a live sporting game. It's like you want to have fun, you want to have a good time, you want to enjoy the game, but it's just like, you only enjoy it so much when we're getting like annihilated. You know what I mean? So it's like kind of a gamble too when you're going to a game. It just like really takes away, especially when it's like we're talking divisional games and stuff like that. Or if you're at like a away team or whatever, and you're just like in an ocean of fans that are just like, it's always.
Me and my brother-in-law had to do that when we went to see the playoff game. First playoff game, it was us against the Rams, so divisional.
Oh, division.
We were definitely the underdogs, and we did terrible. We got our asses whipped, and it was, I believe, it was just us. Besides us two, there's probably 3 other Cardinals fans there. The stadium was just completely covered in, it's in LA. It was in LA, and then to make things worse, like, there was like a little conflict with Buda Baker got knocked out, and then their running back at the time, I think his name was Cam Akers, he kind of made this gesture, to like, he was like, stay down kind of thing. It's interesting. You should see it, because like he goes like this over his like completely just like knocked out. He's just completely knocked out, unconscious body. And he's just like, boom, stay down, punk. And then our team went crazy. And pretty much if you looked at the benches on the sideline, both were completely empty. Both
cleared the benches?
Both teams were and it was about to get crazy.
Yeah.
It was about to, and then I think they cut all that stuff. A lot of stuff got cut out.
There was a big thing in hockey that just happened where I think the entire arena got penalized. I think everyone on the ice they just kept fighting or something, and they just kept going. And I think that at one point the ref was like, all right, numbers 1, blah blah. They have a 10-minute penalty, and every player on the ice 2-minute penalty, and everyone just had to clear and cool down because it was just too much. It was just gnarly. It was the first time when the entire ice rink was just penalized simultaneously. Hockey is awesome. I would love to go to a game too. I would love to go to the freeway face-off. Ducks Kings is always if you're going to one game,
right?
Ducks Kings, dude, that is where it is at. Heavy rivalry, and it's just non-stop fisticuffs the entire game, dude. It's awesome. It's that time of the year as well. We can talk about the Spotify wrapping it up.
Right.
Or at least one of us can. Not a fan of Spotify or what? Just not into it?
And I've talked to multiple people about this, is once I got tired of not paying for a subscription with Pandora, I was like, all right, I'm going to make the move. I'm going to, go for it. And I was like, well, I want it to be synced to my, because I have a MacBook.
Oh, okay.
So I was like, it'd be nice to have all that stuff synced. So I already have the iPhone. I was like, I'll do Apple. But then I've had a couple friends show me how awesome Spotify is, all the things you could do, and it just seems so simple.
What stands out that's so cool?
I don't know. It just seems like it flows better.
I've never used
it just
Apple Music.
It doesn't have. I don't know.
It's more succinct.
I'm gonna say it, and I mean, if we have any, anybody in the audience that thinks I'm completely wrong, but I think just the Apple Music is really basic. They don't really have fun with it. For this, for example, there's no, unless I'm maybe I'm just completely missing it.
Have an AI DJ too?
The only thing I have is just listening to, and this is stuff I recently played, which sounds kind of lame, but that's.
If you want, feel free to check out my list. What's always surprising is that I can remember the one from last year too. It's surprising too because I never expect AC/DC to be on there because I'm always I love AC/DC, but I don't listen to it that much. I've listened to it so much that I skip a lot and
right.
I always feel I'm constantly skipping.
I gotta say this. I think I've just listened to AC/DC so much.
Yeah.
That I'm just it's not, I'm over it, but I'm just I'm good to listen to other things now.
That's exactly how I feel. And I feel bad because I'm always skipping
same.
it. But I'm always like you said, I listen to it so much, But the same exact thing that happened last year where I'm just no way. And then boom, it's number 2. And I'm just oh, well, I guess even when I feel I'm not listening to AC/DC, I'm listening to AC/DC. I'm just geez, man, always there. One of my strong foundations.
You know what's one that I'll just man, to me it makes me so fucking pumped is it's a hidden gem, not too many people know about it, but it's Gone Shootin'.
That's a good one.
It's a part of the Power Rage album.
Yeah.
That song is, dude, the solo, the rhythm, they were on the right level. They were to me, I would consider that a perfect song.
Is that a Bon or a Brian?
That's Bon Scott.
Bon. I thought I was going to guess Bon, yeah.
It's so good.
There's a few in there. When you go, I feel the stereotypical thing is that, it's all AC/DC songs sound alike, which I can, agree to, a certain point. It's I get it. Yeah, there's a certain, sound for sure. But, you go deep on a few songs, there's, some ones that are this is, not only different, but, slapping, dude.
Yeah.
What? I always think of, I don't know why, whoever the DJ was, I have a vivid memory of calling and trying to get this song played on the radio, either because I just was into it at the time or because maybe it had something to do with the theme that they were going with or whatever, the radio. But I called in asking for Evil Watts The DJ was like, he's like, what album is that off? I'm just like, I remember just being like, you're the DJ, and I'm calling this classic rock station, and you don't know Evil Watts? Like, I feel like that's not even like a deep cut.
Yeah.
Is it? Am I wrong?
I feel like
if you're radio DJ,
it's pretty deep, but you should know as a radio DJ.
Yeah.
I feel like,
yeah. And I just remember being like,
yeah,
yeah.
I feel like as a radio DJ, you should be like, oh, I love that song. You know, it's on this album, blah blah blah. But we don't have access to it, or we can't play it for some reason, something like that.
But like a weird one.
I mean,
it's definitely one that's not played often. I think that's also why I wanted to hear it, because I was trying to pick a song that's like maybe more on the you don't hear it side.
Yeah, I feel like, I don't know. That's something to kind of be proud of, though. Is that when you completely stump the DJ,
I guess,
you're
kinda,
like,
yeah.
come on, like, yeah.
Maybe I
don't know.
gotta call only when Alice Cooper was DJing, I guess, or whoever that midday guy was. Yeah, maybe he works on multi stations and just like
he probably just listens to Top 100.
Yeah, very lame. But yeah, I was kind of like surprised and also happy. It was like a happy surprise. But damn, yeah, not only are they on there, but they're like number 2. Like, yeah. I was also a little proud of myself with Nas being on there too, because that's another one where it's like I know I have a lot of his songs, but it's another one where I feel like I skip a lot and I'm just like, okay, I'm over. I've listened to Nas so much that like listen to something else, but kind of happy to see that he made the top 5. I'm just like, hell yeah, dude. I feel like
New York State of Mind, dude, is such a good song.
Dude, Memory Lane, dude. Fantastic. But yeah, and also some of my top songs, I've got some Post Malone on there. I think that's influenced from when I saw him live. I think leading up to it, I was listening to more, and then like after I saw him
live with Tyler?
Yes.
Oh, nice.
I was there. So I think leading up to it, I was going through his catalog, and then afterwards, I was listening to more as well.
Okay, cool. Yeah.
But yeah, it's a shame that Apple's not as cool.
I mean, I kind of have like you can
maybe time to hop on the Spotify train.
I don't know. I feel like
J. Cole, Sabbath. I was gonna guess. I feel like if we were doing your recap or whatever, Sabbath would be something I would guess would be on there.
Definitely gotta have some Sabbath.
Yeah, of course. Zeppelin. I'm honestly surprised.
Oh, I've been listening to Gallows Pole a lot recently.
That's a good one. I haven't heard that in a while.
Just like,
I'm surprised Zeppelin's not on the top. It's a little interesting. I mean, I like that my top genre is still rock, considering that like most of my top songs are either like kind of pop or hip hop kind of. I like how Mr. Brownstone kind of snuck in there. The top 5 is just like, hell yeah, dude. I like that because I feel like that's also a little slightly deeper on the Guns N' Roses scale.
Yeah, this is true. Honestly, I rarely listen to Mr. Brownstone.
Not only do I feel like it's a little deeper, but I feel like it's one of their like, I don't even know how to explain it. Maybe it's because, you know what I feel like it is? I know because I saw it live, sort of. It wasn't Guns N' Roses. It was like, I think I went to like Fremont, and they had like
like a cover band?
The Fremont band. They were doing all these songs. And then they came out with Mr. Brownstone, and I'm like, oh, this is like, I feel like maybe more kind of, I mean, I don't really play instruments, so maybe I don't know what I'm talking about, but I feel like it's more kind of complicated of a song, at least vocally too. I feel like it's a much more difficult. It's like very stop and go. I don't even know how to describe it, but I love Mr. Brownstone. Dude, any song about heroin.
Yeah, right.
Golden Brown always comes to mind, too, as a really cool heroin song. I love that one.
Yeah.
Which is
it's almost like a Snatch, right?
It's like an accordion. Yeah, Snatch movie.
That's crazy. Somebody was just talking about it today at work.
Yeah, so good. And then like the lyrics are... It makes me want to do heroin, honestly.
Yeah.
Like I know it's gonna be so bad, but like the song is so like hauntingly like, man, this is like amazing.
I love the shot when they're playing the song. Yeah, it's isn't it a spiral rising up?
Very slow spiral.
Beautiful
up,
shot, and they're showing like Gorgeous George on the ground, knocked out.
No, I love the
crying scene.
They're
arguing,
like,
he's crying.
Now they're thinking if he's gonna like walk out in a bag or whatever they say.
Yeah, they're debating on how to hide his body.
Right before, dude, just that whatever the Jaguar or roar or whatever that when he fucking punches, dude. It's like a cheetah roar or whatever. It's just like, I don't know what that sound was, but hell yeah, dude.
Oh, you know, to be honest, what would be really good is we should do a review on Snatch.
Oh.
We should do.
That's a good one. We could do like a whole catalog on just Guy Ritchie, because I feel like his catalog gets diverse. Yeah. Especially like as of recently.
Yeah.
Very diverse with like not only, Aladdin, but there's like a couple like war movies that are interesting. There was another one too that came out that I was just like, what? Like, this is Guy Ritchie? Like, what?
Right.
Like, it feels like he does this thing where it's like, all right, I'll do this random thing and then I'll do my thing, and then like this
Yeah.
random thing and then this one's mine.
Yeah,
And,
which
like,
I applaud that because it's hard.
it is hard. You see
That's
King
fair.
Arthur?
I didn't. I've heard so many bad things that I'm like,
Dude,
ugh.
okay, well,
and I love Guy Ritchie.
If we're gonna
man.
talk Guy Ritchie, I'm gonna need you to watch Guy Ritchie movies like
okay.
King Arthur and Aladdin.
Yeah,
Like
the
they
Kingsman.
might.
I like the Kingsman. Is that what it is?
Is that with Matthew McConaughey?
Yes, I believe so.
Wait a minute.
Wait,
Wait a minute.
wait. Yeah,
Because there's two similar titles
Yes.
and two very different
I
movies.
know, I've had the same conversation.
Kingsman is the Matthew Vaughn. It's like
I'm
the
not talking about the Kingsman.
very stylized James Bond, but not really. It's like a British Bond.
Yeah. Yes.
You're thinking of it's something similar to not Kingsman, like the King Man or the Man King, dude. It's so similar.
Oh, dude,
I know.
I'm looking it up
I
right
know.
now because that's.
And it's interesting
pretty
too
terrible.
because even with Aladdin and even with King Arthur, although I will say that like as a whole, not a good movie. It is interesting to we're gonna have to wrap it up. Camera dead. It is interesting to look at it and still see the Guy Ritchie in it. Like King Arthur is like very epic, super big scale. But then there's moments where it breaks down and it's like, all right, here's what we're going to do. And it's like,
right,
okay, this is Guy Ritchie.
yeah.
Like, where was this?
You're
But then
seeing
it's
that
also like
style.
a huge battle scene.
Okay.
But then, all right, it's like, hey, where's Jimmy the Blade at? And it's like, dude, this is Guy Ritchie. Like,
Right. So would you say that you liked it? Did you enjoy the film?
See, I will say that it's interesting to watch because I do this thing where it's like when I start to not like a movie, I start to try to figure out why I don't like it. And especially when it's a movie like a director I like, I like to look at it and be like, okay, I can tell this is totally him. And then it's like I start to look at it like, all right, okay, he's stepping outside of his range, or like maybe this isn't his genre. Like he does like. There's like a Afghanistan war movie like with Gyllenhaal and some other guy, and I'm just like, this is so not his like vibe or style.
Yeah.
Like even like with simple things, like just like the graphics and like lettering, so just like plain and like with like when Snatch, it's like fucking and like it's very like
Snatches to me is such an amazing movie. And you know what? That brings me up to back to the I have some questions. Damn, we gotta save it for the next one. I have some
we need this
questions,
energy
dude.
earlier on.
Yeah.
But
Shit.
Wait, you want to do one question or what?
Well, one of them is there ever going to be a second Rock and Rolla, man?
Oh,
they
dude.
say it in the
See,
credits.
this is what I'm talking
They say it in the freaking credits,
Gerard
dude.
Butler and Tom Hardy will be back. Don't
Yeah,
worry.
in Rock and Rolla
Never
too, literally.
hear him again. And you know,
Dude.
you talk about guys who can't break through, dude. The main guy, the Rock and Rolla.
Yeah.
He's one of those dudes that can't get through.
Yeah.
Did you know that he was
That's
Kong,
crazy.
dude? Did you know that he was King Kong? Huh? Did you know that he was the body of King Kong,
no,
dude? And I can't remember because
What?
there's starting to be a lot of them.
Damn.
There's like one with Sam Jackson that's like kind of a prequel, Skull Island. I think he's in the one with Skull Island.
Yeah.
He's also in the movie. He's a soldier for like 5 minutes and he dies horribly. But then I also learned that he was the motion capture for
wow.
Kong, dude.
That
Yeah,
is crazy.
I just remember being like, wow, dude, like this guy.
I can totally see him doing that.
I always thought he was cool. Ever since
Yeah.
Rock and Roller, dude.
Yeah,
I'm like,
he
this
was
guy,
great. He was great in that movie, dude.
Who's the dad in that movie? My God, I love that guy.
Who?
The dad.
Oh, he plays the mobster in Batman too.
Yeah, he's such a good mobster
Dude,
guy. When you want a mobster Englishman, or even in Batman, he's got like a New York, Chicago thing going on.
Yeah.
Man, I hate to wrap it and tap it, but I don't think we have a choice.
That's true.
But if you want, we can start doing that can be our next kind of thing, do a deep dive on Guy Ritchie.
Yeah, I'm down. The movie we were talking about is The Gentleman.
We can do like The Gentleman.
Yeah, exactly.
That's another hot one I would love to talk
Right.
about, because if I'm being honest, I did not like it.
Oh,
yeah,
wow,
really didn't
okay.
like it.
Ouch.
Or maybe I don't remember it.
Yeah.
But I have a feeling that it was one that I didn't enjoy.
Okay.
But it would be fun to do like a Guy Ritchie of the week and kind of just do a deep dive on his catalog or whatever.
That's a great
But
idea.
yeah, anything else before we wrap and tap?
No, I think that's about it.
All right, well, thank you so much for stopping by, and thank you for stopping by. And if you haven't already, hit the old like and subscribe, as it's much appreciated. And follow us on Spotify. Hit us up on all the social medias, and thank you so much. I am your host, as always, Kyle McLemore.
Alex Duarte.
And we'll see you next time on the pod.